happy. No, I don't like it. No, I don't like it. To know the measure of love, you have to measure the sacrifice. It's never a matter who's wrong or right. Walk in the same path in life.
And here to teach us about the wonderful world of sign language is Marty.
Well, hello. Hi, everybody at home. And I want to say I'm very happy to meet you, Eucalyptus. Thanks for having me here.
No, it's a wonderful pleasure
thank
to
you.
meet you as well. And teach me what's the sign language for, or the sign for hello?
That's pretty easy, huh?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes. And tell us why sign language is important in our society.
Oh my gosh, did you know that sign language is the third most used language in the United States? I mean, everybody should learn it. Plus, if you learn sign language, you can talk in class and nobody knows what you're saying. So it's a fun code.
Yeah.
But I have to say, I was looking to learn sign language many years ago, and all the series that I found, all the DVDs and the ones online, were so boring I couldn't even stay awake. And so I started studying sign language with Bob Hilterman, who is crazy funny teacher. Really, he's an actor and he plays the drums for the world's only all-deaf band. And I'm not kidding. And he and I teamed up to create Shut Up and Sign because we wanted to make learning sign language fun. Learning sign language fun. And so we created these series of DVDs that are now in libraries. They've sold all across the country. And we really wanted to make learning sign language fun, because everybody should know sign language. It's so easy.
Very impressive. And what made you take up sign language as an interest, as a hobby, as a passion?
You know, I don't really have a good answer for that because I don't have deaf relatives and I didn't have deaf friends at the time, but I was in a singing group many years ago that went to a deaf school. I don't know why a singing group would go to a deaf school, but the kids were so excited about us being there, and they taught us one of their songs in sign language. And it was so much fun, and it was so easy to learn. And I got so excited about learning this new language, and I really wanted to learn myself.
And why should everybody learn sign language?
Well, for one thing, there's so many times that you can use it. You can not only talk to deaf people, and believe me, if there's a group that gets bullied, deaf people got bullied for a long time. Even my friend Bob, who made the series with me, when he was a kid, they just made fun of him. Even his own family thought he would never become anything. And the school teachers said, well, maybe you'll be a janitor, but you're not going to be anything else. And now he's world famous. He's in a band that travels all over the world. He's in a bunch of movies. And he's famous and he's very smart, and they just didn't understand him. So not only can you talk to deaf people, but there's so many places you can use sign language. Like you can use it if you're scuba diving underwater, you can talk to each other. Or if you're in a really loud construction area, or if sirens are going by, or if you're hearing a band. My class used to go hear bands play so that we had to practice sign language. And it comes in handy so many times. But don't just take it from me that this is a fun series. We've got a demo that we want to show you right now that shows just how fun learning sign language with Shut Up and Sign can be. And if you want to even know more, go to shutupandsign.com. Shutupandsign.com. Well, watch the demo.
My name is Bob Hilterman. I'm not a hearing person. I'm deaf. I can speak well, but I can't hear your voice. That won't matter if you learn sign language. It's an easy language to learn. window. Easy. The sign for wall, wall, with two B's, just like the window, two B's, or not two B's, like Shakespeare. Ceiling, ceiling, floor, floor, floor. And this is a year. Year is like the earth that rotates around the sun in 1 year. Year. 2 years. Light. Lights on. Lights off. Light. I'm sorry, I don't understand. I'm deaf. My hearing aid is over there. Oh, I'm so sorry. Can you hear me now?
Don't worry, be happy. Ain't got no place to lay your head. Somebody came and took your bed. Don't worry. Be happy. The landlord say your rent is late. He may have to litigate. Don't worry. Be happy. Look at me, I'm happy. Don't worry.
Good morning. Well, this is a good time to teach you the sign family. Remember the letter F? We have two of them, two F's. Put them together. Family.
We are family. Hey, I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing.
Sign language can be helpful to anyone. Babies can learn to sign before they learn to talk, which can help you to figure out what they want or need. You can use sign language in places where you can't use your voice, like underwater. From inside the window to outside. Across the busy street. Or in the church.
When you meet someone new, you're on clouds 1 and 2 with someone who makes you feel like singing. As you see more and more of the one you adore, you're on clouds 3 and 4 and bells are ringing. When you reach 5 and 6, then your heart bumps and kicks. There's one more cloud to go.
When you're in love, when you're in love, when you're in love.
You're walking on cloud lucky 7. Ah, 7 is the cloud nearest heaven. When you're in love, when you're in love, when you're in love, love, love. When you're in love.
7 love.
ASL, or AMSLAN, which is short for American Sign Language, has helped me to communicate and understand things like never before. Now I want to open the doors to you. When?
You get it right now. Right now?
Where? Right here. Why? To learn more fun with ASL. There is a lot more to learn. Bye.
as far as like the emergencies, is there any like, do people panic, especially during emergencies, or is there a way to miscommunicate through sign language?
In fact, it's the opposite. Sometimes, like if you have fire engines or there's a loud flood or a big fire going and people can't hear each other talk, or if, there's all kinds of situations where sign language can come in handy because you can't hear each other talk. If there's something really loud happening, sign language is a great way to communicate. It's a good question.
Yes. And for, I heard you mention that sign language is not hard. Your DVD is one perfect way to get it done easy.
Right. Yeah.
Tell us.
Well, there's so many fun signs that just make sense. Like, for example, what does this look like? Looks like drive or car, right? It means that exactly. It can either be car or drive. I mean, there's so many so many words that just make sense in sign language, or they have a good story. Like anything around the mouth is a woman's sign, and anything up here is a male sign. Like this is father and this is mother, but this is like a ball cap. So this, guys wear ball caps. And it used to be that women wore bonnets with ribbons. So this became the female part. So you'd do all the, this is woman, this is woman, and this is, this is boy, like with a ball cap. And so many of the signs, once you learn the story behind them, they're really easy to learn and remember.
And is sign language a one universal language? If I'm different cultures and nationalities?
That's a really good question. Sign language is not, there are some signs that you can understand all over the world, but this is American Sign Language. Every country has a different kind of sign language. And some countries are kind of close, like Canada's not too different from the United States. But they call it ASL, which is American Sign Language, because this is the American version of sign language. But anywhere in America, deaf people would understand the sign language, the ASL.
And with just like with language differences, certain languages you can kind of pick up different things.
Sure, and some of the signs, like you say, some of the signs are the same, but for example, this is the letter R, and if you go like this, it means ready, but that would be a different word in French because it doesn't start with an R. So sometimes there's differences because of being a different language.
And that's great information. Tell us about your DVDs.
Oh, well,
tell us.
Well, they are so much fun. Our first one teaches how are you? I'm fine. I'm happy. I'm sad. That kind of thing. And you learn the first letters of the manual alphabet. Let's see what else we have on here. We have how to introduce each other. Happy to meet you and things like that. And we go over verbs and nouns and tell you the difference. This is book, or it's read, which can be a noun or a verb depending on how many times you do it. So it can so you learn the difference on nouns and verbs. Our second one is all about we are family, and also we teach go around the house and learn about the different rooms, and we learn colors and pronouns like he and she and it and they and them. And then we learn the next group of letters of the alphabet, the middle group. The third one, we have Cloud Lucky 7 is the name of it. And we talk about time and numbers, and then we learn the rest of the alphabet. And then the fourth one is What a Wonderful World. And we take a visit with Bob going around the neighborhood and visiting different places and learning about everything outside. And then by the end of the DVD, you've learned how to sign the whole song, What a Wonderful World.
What an excellent,
Yeah, so it's
excellent
so much
thing.
fun. And each one of those has a crazy fun music video. And Bob plays all the parts. And like in episode 3, he plays 9 different characters in the music video. So please go to shutupandsign.com and get your own set. We also have a Christmas, you can learn holiday songs, and if you learn the alphabet, you can practice reading the alphabet. You can practice reading what these are reading the finger spelling, and you're gonna have more fun than you can stand. It's the most fun learning.
Yes. And can you do the what is no bullying in sign language?
Ooh, you know what? I'm not sure what no bullying is. I'm gonna learn that one. I'm gonna learn that one next.
Uh-huh. And where can you be reached at? What the platforms where you can be reached to get these books and DVDs?
Yeah, just go to Shut Up and Sign. Spell it all out, shutupandsign.com. And you can either contact me through there or order the DVDs. And don't tell anybody, but we're running a big sale right now. If you go on Amazon, it's a lot more expensive. Shh, don't tell anybody.
Yes.
Here with the future mayor of Pasadena. Just tell us what you have planned for the future.
How you doing, boys and girls? My name is Jason Hardin. I am running for mayor of Pasadena. And today's show is about anti-bullying. There's a lot of bullying that goes on amongst adults as well, so we're going to talk about that today.
Okay. Well, tell us the people something about bullying that they might not know.
One thing you might not know about bullying is that adults engage in it too. As a candidate and as a member of my community, I get it a lot, because some people are just scared of what you might accomplish. Some people are scared and intimidated by you. And some people just want to feel better about themselves by bringing others down.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I've experienced with bullying.
Yeah. And give us something of what the people, especially as children, can do to deter a bully from bullying them.
One thing the children can do is be very sure of yourself. Be confident in who you are. When a bully bullies you, he's usually feeling bad about themselves. He or she, because bullies can be boys or girls, and they're usually feeling bad about themselves. So they bring other people down to make them feel good about themselves. If you don't allow them to bring you down, bullying doesn't work, and they'll usually leave you alone.
Yes, sir. Now, give us some red flag warnings of bullying, or say, for instance, what would trigger me to believe that someone's a bully?
That's a good question. I think bullies usually identify themselves by being maybe loud, maybe say a lot of jokes that bring other people down. Bullies like to single people out that maybe are a little different or don't have as many friends. So there's a lot of reasons that bullies might bully, and there's a lot of indicators to identify a bully.
Right. Okay. Now tell us, what can we do to help the bully? How do we help the bully? Once we identify who a bully is, how do we help the bully?
I guess one strange but true solution to bullying is try to become the bully's friend. Because like I said, bullies usually don't feel good about themselves, and there's usually something about them that they don't like. So maybe if we encounter a bully, maybe we can kind of dive into that. Maybe we can ask them, like, is there anything wrong? Is there anything I can help you with? Do you need a friend? I'm willing to be your friend, And bullies usually don't know how to take that. So that either will stop them from bullying or actually make a friend out of them.
Yeah. And for the kids, why is bullying not, for kids and adults, why is bullying not such a cool thing? What makes bullying not cool? Something that you don't want to engage in, something that you don't want to do?
Well, bullying is really a negative thing because bullying is an attack. You're attacking somebody, so it's never good to attack anybody. And bullying can lead to a lot of other things. It can lead to people not feeling good about themselves. It can lead to people hurting themselves if they're not emotionally equipped to deal with a bully. So one thing that we have to do as individuals to combat bullying is be emotionally prepared, be emotionally secure. Feel good about who you are. You know what I'm saying? If you have confidence and you feel good about who you are and you don't let anybody deter you from being who you are or bringing you down, the bully has no power.
Yes, and that's great. Give me some three ways that we could help? Give me 3 ways we can help a bully. 3 ways to help the bully.
Well, I think the first way is like, when you're being bullied, tell somebody. Tell a teacher, tell a relative, tell a parent. And that's the first thing, because, you know, we don't want to be in that situation alone. If somebody's attacking you, please tell somebody, because if you're alone in that situation, you might feel hopeless. The second thing is, try to get that bully some help. You know, it's not making that person in trouble, more so than getting that person some help. Because like I said, bullies usually bully because they feel bad about themselves. There's something wrong. So usually there's something wrong in the home life, there's something wrong with them inside, there's something that doesn't make them feel happy. And therapy and counseling can kind of cure that. And the third thing, I guess, would be just to, like I said, always be inclusive. You know, you want to make friends, and you want to show the bully that you're not a threat, and that you're also not bothered by them.
Okay, and how many different aspects of bullying are there? You have internet, you have physical, you have people that even bully you on the road. What are different aspects of bullying, and how do you deter them even in your own life?
Oh, you're absolutely correct. Bullies come in all forms. Bullies can be on the internet. There's a lot of people that make fake accounts on the internet. I deal with that a lot. I deal with a lot of people making fake accounts just to say something bad about me, and they do it anonymously. But people do that because they're not sure of themselves. So somebody that makes fun of you or talks about you or brings you down, you know, it's usually the case that there's something wrong with them. So it's like, I usually feel sorry for a bully. And then, like I said, bullying isn't just related to ages. There's some people that are very much grown adults and sometimes respectable members of our community that do it. They do a lot of bullying and engage in that because, for one, like I said, they might see you as a threat, they might see you as intimidating, or they just might not like you because you have something that they don't possess. So we gotta watch out for bullying. Then there's bullies on the road. It's called road rage. You know, some people just feel entitled and they think they can get away with certain things, and we have to be mindful of bullying, and we kind of have to sidestep what they do to us. And we do that by being aware that that is going on. And when we are aware that bullying is happening, we have to be very secure of ourselves. We have to know who we are, you know, and not let anybody deter that.
Have you ever been bullied?
Absolutely. I've been bullied as a child, I've been bullied as a teenager, and I've been bullied as an adult. But you know, as a child, I was also a bully sometimes too, because when you're hurt, sometimes when you have the ability to hurt somebody, you take it because you feel bad about yourself. Hurt people hurt people. So I've had to grow out of bullying myself.
Okay. And what do I say, especially as far as the youth are concerned, what do I say to the bully? What is the message that you would give to a bully? And then give me the message that you would give to the victim of a bully.
Well, the message I would give to a bully is that you don't affect me. There's nothing you can do to make me feel bad about myself. There's nothing that you can do to hurt me. And then for people that have been bullied, I would suggest that you get to know yourself and love yourself. The more you love yourself, the less anybody else can impact how you feel about yourself.
This is the future mayor of Pasadena.
Thank you.
One last question, future mayor. In the future, what are, we talked about identifying, how do we get to a place where we're educating all of the kids about the bullying, because it seems to be such a, especially amongst kids, almost a phenomenon. So how do we reach out to these kids and get this message across?
Well, a couple things. First thing is communication. Like I said, if you're being bullied, communicate that to somebody. And if you see somebody being bullied, communicate that to them. You know, I don't like what's going on. I don't like what you're doing to that individual. I would appreciate it if you stop. But also, it's like I said, it's being very sure of yourself. And you can't let anybody deter you from the things that you feel inside and from, you know, and from being who you are. So one thing we can do to identify that is just to, you know, be sure of who you are and don't let anybody bring you down, and have confidence.
And what is an effective way of reaching the masses with this message? And why is this message so important, especially in the schools?
Well, it's important in the schools because, like I said, a lot of schools have zero tolerance for bullies. So that's actually a good thing and a bad thing because I always say it's the victim's role to not be victimized. You know what I'm saying? You have to be confident in yourself. You can't let a bully make you feel bad about yourself. That's a choice, you know? So don't feel bad about yourself because the bully's talking about you or whatever. And then if you are being bullied, one thing to kind of like answer the last question you asked is find a mentor. Find somebody that you can communicate with that gives you confidence, that gives you the skills to deal with adverse situations like bullying.
Okay, and are there any outreach programs or places where victims and bullies can go to get the help that they need?
Absolutely. There's counselors at school. There's the Boys and Girls Club. There's a lot of mentorship programs to get involved with. And a lot of times, bullies need mentors more so than the victim because they're the ones that are feeling worse about themselves than the actual victim.
Okay, this is the future mayor of Pasadena. And, okay, one last question for people who want to know and they need to know. Where can we reach you at? Are there platforms, social sites, are there groups or anything that we can reach you?
Absolutely. You know, I'm very active online and on social media. You can follow Jason Harden on Instagram. You type in Jason Harden and my account will come up. It's actually Harden for Mayor at the moment. And you can go to hardenformayor.com, you can go to hardwayenterprise.com. And I'm actually an active mentor in my community as well. So if you ever need someone to talk to, please